Have you ever felt like your own mind is a cage, a prison without bars, built from your fears, doubts, and anxieties? It whispers in your ear that you cannot do it, that you are not enough, that failure is inevitable. You fight, you get exhausted, yet there seems to be no escape. The most ironic thing about this prison is that you are at once the prisoner, the jailer, and the architect. Every time you accept a limiting belief as true, you forge a new bar. Every time you avoid a challenge out of fear, you reinforce the walls. You live in a cell whose door has never been locked, yet you have been convinced it is impenetrable. What if I told you the key to that cage is not outside but inside you, and that the key was already forged long ago? This man not only knew the secret to opening the cage, he understood that true freedom is not about running away. It is about dissolving the walls from within. He realized that power does not lie in changing the outer world, but in mastering the universe within your own head. His wisdom is a weapon, and today you will learn to use it. How many times have you been trapped in a spiral of negative thoughts, the very ones that consume you, paralyze you, and feel like an invisible prison you cannot escape? What if I told you that nearly 2,000 years ago, a man already knew how to destroy them? It is a draining cycle we all know. A negative thought appears, we feed it with our attention, it grows, multiplies, and suddenly our mind is a minefield of anxiety. We tell ourselves that tomorrow will be different, then wake up to the same mental ghosts. The problem is not having negative thoughts. That is inevitable. The problem is believing we have no power over them. That man was Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor who faced wars, betrayals, and disease, yet never allowed outside chaos to rule his mind. Imagine the pressure, ruling the largest empire in the world, where each decision could cost thousands of lives. A plague ravaging his people, legions fighting on distant frontiers, and his own generals plotting against him. Despite it all, each night by candlelight he did not write about his enemies. He wrote about mastering himself. That was his real war. Think about this for a moment. An emperor, the most powerful man of his time, fought not only armies but his own inner demons, just like you and me. What was his secret weapon? Not a sword but a trained mind. His great discovery was that outer strength is useless if you are fragile inside. He could command armies, but he knew that real power is commanding your thoughts. He understood that a thought is not absolute truth. It is only a suggestion, a proposal you can accept or reject. In that brief pause, in that choice, all your freedom lives. Today I will show you how to apply his wisdom to kill negative thinking and regain control of your life. If you believe changing your mind is impossible, stay until the end. What you are about to learn can transform the way you think forever. This is not a history lesson. It is a training manual for your mind. It is not about memorizing quotes. It is about internalizing a way of operating that serves as a shield in bad times and a compass in good ones. Get ready because you are about to meet the strategist within you. Before we continue, I have a challenge for you. Go to the comments and write, "My mind is my ally, not my enemy." Why say this? Because when you write it, you declare it. You imprint it in your mind and in your subconscious. And that is where real change begins. This simple act is your first offensive in the war against negativity. It is drawing a line in the sand. By writing it, you send a message to your subconscious, and you join a community of people who, like you, have decided to stop being victims of their own thoughts and become the architects of their inner fortress. This is not a magic trick. It is pure neuroscience. Each time you affirm something with conviction, you are rewiring the neural pathways of your brain, weakening the roots of pessimism and strengthening the roots of confidence. It is not just a phrase, it is a commitment to yourself. Write it now and let us begin. Think of your brain as a garden. For years, without realizing it, it has allowed the weeds of fear and doubt to grow out of control. Each time you repeat that affirmation, you pull one of those weeds and plant a seed of power in its place. At first it may seem small, but over time you will cultivate a garden where only what strengthens you can bloom. 1. Master your self-talk before it masters you. Your mind is a battlefield. Every day it hosts hundreds of small wars between confidence and doubt, hope and fear, action and procrastination. At the center is your self-talk, that voice that never stops, that constantly interprets what happens to you, and without your noticing shapes your reality. Most of us are not even aware this battle is happening. We let that voice sabotage us on autopilot, accepting its criticisms as sacred truths. The first step to winning the war is not to fight, but to wake up. Realize you are the general of that army, not a foot soldier at the mercy of chaotic orders. You have the power to observe, to plan, and to decide which battles deserve your energy. Imagine that voice as the director of your own film. If the director keeps saying the scene will fail, and the lead is a fraud, what kind of film do you think you will make? Your life is that film, and you can replace the director. If that voice is your enemy, you lose before you even begin. I am not good enough. I always mess up. I will fail for sure. Thoughts like these are not harmless lines. They are direct orders your mind follows to the letter. Marcus Aurelius said it clearly. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. If you let negativity take control, your life will mirror that inner chaos. If you train your mind to reframe each thought in a useful, constructive way, you become unstoppable. Questioning a thought is an act of rebellion. It tells that tyrant voice that has ruled your mind, you no longer have absolute control. From now on, every thought must earn its place. This is not self-deception with hollow optimism. It is the discipline of testing every idea that limits you. Next time a negative thought appears, ask yourself, is this 100% true or only an interpretation? Does this thought help me or sabotage me? If a friend were in my place, would I say this to them? Start talking to yourself like a mentor, not an enemy. Change I cannot do this to I do not know how yet, but I will figure it out. Replace I am a failure with I am learning and growing. The words you use inside your mind define your destination. Master your self-talk before it masters you. 2. Remember that everything is fleeting, even your suffering. Nothing in life is permanent. Not success, not failure, not happiness, not sadness. Everything that feels overwhelming today eventually slips through your fingers like sand. So why cling to suffering as if it were eternal? The mind naturally projects present pain into the future and convinces us that if we feel bad today, we will feel this way forever. That is the great lie of suffering. The truth is that emotions are like weather. They are always changing. Cling to pain is like trying to stop a storm with your hands. It is useless and it leaves you exhausted. Our problems often feel like immovable mountains, but they are more like clouds in the sky. They can be dark and stormy, but they pass. Marcus Aurelius put it bluntly, soon you will forget everything, and soon everyone will forget you. It may sound harsh, but it is liberating. It means no burden lasts forever. No matter how dark the storm, it will pass. When suffering hits you, remember this, you have faced hard moments before, and you made it through. The pain might feel unbearable now, but in a year, a month, or even a week, you will see it differently. How many times did you think something was the end of the world, only to realize later it was not? Personal growth teaches us to accept pain without resisting it, and also not to feed it with our mind. When we suffer, we tend to exaggerate, replay the moment again and again, and give it more power than it has. It is like choosing to rewatch the saddest scene of a movie on repeat and expecting to feel better. The key is simple. Observe it. Do not cling to it. Imagine your suffering as a leaf floating down a river. If you grip it tightly, you get stuck in the current. If you let it go, the water carries it away. So when life tests you, breathe and repeat to yourself, this too shall pass, because it will. And when the storm ends, you will realize you are still here, stronger than before. 3. Reality is neutral. You decide how to interpret it. Life is not what happens to you, but what you decide to think about what happens to you. The same situation can destroy one person and strengthen another, because it is not the events themselves that affect us, but the story we tell ourselves about them. This is perhaps the greatest superpower we possess, and the one we use the least. We believe we are mere reactors to what happens, when in truth we are the interpreters. Objective reality barely exists in our experience. Everything is filtered through our beliefs, traumas, and expectations. Recognizing this takes you out of the passenger seat and puts you behind the wheel of your own life. Think of it this way. Rain. For a farmer in drought, it is a blessing. For someone planning an outdoor wedding, it is a curse. Is rain good or bad? Neither. Rain is simply rain. We are the ones who give it meaning. Marcus Aurelius put it clearly, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your interpretation of it. and you have the power to change that interpretation at any moment. Think of two people losing their jobs. One sees it as a tragedy, the end of stability, a blow to their self-esteem. The other sees it as a chance for reinvention, a push to find something better. The event is the same, but the experience is completely different. You have the power to choose how to interpret every circumstance. You can see problems as punishments or as lessons. You can see failures as humiliations or as necessary steps toward success. Nothing has meaning until you give it one. Isn't that incredibly liberating? You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of your reality. When something upsets you, stop and ask, am I seeing reality or just my version of it? Can I give it a meaning that helps me move forward? If I were stronger, how would I interpret this? Every time you change the way you see a situation, you change the way it affects you. And when you master this skill, you become indestructible. 4. Other people's opinions do not define who you are. Since childhood, we are taught to seek validation. We were rewarded when we did well, and corrected when we did wrong. Over time, without realizing it, we became dependent on external approval, measuring our worth by what others think of us. This dependence turns us into emotional chameleons. We change our behavior, our words, and even our dreams to fit others' expectations, losing sight of who we truly are. We live performing on a stage for an audience that most of the time is too busy worrying about its own performance to notice ours. It is like handing strangers the remote control of your emotions and hoping they always choose the channel of happiness for you. That is a strategy doomed to fail. But here is the truth. Other people's opinions are not reality. They are perceptions based on their own experiences, beliefs, and biases. Marcus Aurelius made it clear, we care more about the opinion of others than about our own opinion of ourselves. Imagine someone criticizing you. That criticism says nothing about you. It only reveals how that person sees the world. Two people can see you in completely opposite ways. One admires you, the other despises you. So which version is the truth? If you live focused on what others think, you will never be free. You will make decisions not based on what you want, but on what you think looks good, and slowly, you will lose your authenticity. You will become an echo of other people's expectations instead of the voice of your own soul. The answer is always the same. Neither. The only truth that matters is the one you build within yourself, based on your values and actions. Only you can define who you are. If you know who you are, nothing external can shake you. You do not need anyone's approval, because you already have your own. Remember, other people's opinions are not your truth or your destiny. 5. The mind is a muscle. Train your mental strength. Just as you strengthen your body through exercise, your mind also needs training. No one is born with unbreakable will or iron resilience. They are built day by day, with every decision, every thought, and every challenge faced. Most people treat their minds as passive spectators, leaving them at the mercy of external stimuli, news, social media, or other people's comments. But an untrained mind is a weak mind, prone to panic, anxiety, and despair. Mental training is not a luxury. It is a necessity to navigate the complexity of life. No one expects to have steel biceps without lifting a single weight, right? So why do we expect to have a strong mind without training it? Marcus Aurelius knew this well. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. If you allow your mind to fill with doubts, fears, and excuses, it will weaken. But if you train it with discipline, focus, and control, it becomes your greatest strength. Think about this. Difficult moments do not destroy you. They reveal you. When you face a crisis, your mind can react in two ways, breaking down or becoming stronger. The difference lies in prior training. How can you expect to stay calm in a storm if you have never practiced patience? How can you overcome failure if you have never developed endurance? Mental training begins with small daily victories. First, challenge yourself. Get up when you said you would. Keep your word, even when no one is watching. Second, control your inner dialogue. Third, accept discomfort. Every time you face something difficult without giving up, your strength grows. Fourth, change the narrative. Do not say, I cannot take it anymore. Say instead, this is making me stronger. Every obstacle is a gym for your mind. The more you train, the less power fear, doubt, and negativity will have over you. So do not wait for hard times to become strong. Start today, because when life tests you, your mind must be ready to resist, adapt, and win. 6. Do not waste energy on what you cannot control. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. You can shout at the sky, curse the rain, or complain that your day is ruined. But none of that will change the weather. What do you achieve? Only mental exhaustion and wasted energy on something that was never under your control. This simple distinction between what we can control and what we cannot is the foundation of inner peace. Most of our anxiety comes from trying to manage variables beyond our reach: traffic, the economy, what others think or do. It is a battle lost from the start, and the only one who gets hurt is you. The strongest among us understood that much of human suffering comes from our obsession with trying to control the uncontrollable. It is like a sailor trying to command the wind instead of adjusting his sails. Marcus Aurelius said it clearly: if something external troubles you, the problem is not in the thing itself, but in the importance you give it. Your energy is limited. If you waste it worrying about others' opinions, other people's actions, or inevitable events, you will end up drained and frustrated. But if you focus that energy on what you can control, your attitude, your discipline, your adaptability, you become stronger and unshakable. In moments of distress, ask yourself, is this really in my hands? Can I do something to change it? If the answer is yes, act. If not, does it make sense to keep worrying? The answer almost always will be no. Instead of wasting your energy, channel it into improving, moving forward, and building inner peace. When you stop obsessing over what you cannot control, you reclaim your power. You are no longer a puppet of circumstances, but the master of your own mind. And that is where true freedom lives. 7. Every obstacle is a test, not a punishment. When life places an obstacle in your path, it is easy to see it as an injustice, a curse, or something standing between you and your goals. But thinkers like Marcus Aurelius teach us a different perspective. What happens to us is not the problem. How we respond to it is. The victim's mindset sees the obstacle as an unbreakable wall. The strong mindset sees it as a staircase. Each difficulty is a step that forces you to develop new skills, to find strength you did not know you had, and to rise to a new level of awareness. The obstacle is not in your way, the obstacle is the way. The strongest steel is not created in rest, but in the most intense fire. Every obstacle is that fire that forges you, refines you, and reveals your true endurance. Every challenge you face is a test of your character. Instead of seeing it as a barrier, see it as an opportunity to demonstrate your strength. Obstacles are not punishments. They are opportunities in disguise. They are the testing ground where the most powerful virtues are forged: patience, perseverance, and resilience. Life was never designed to be easy. No one promised a path without stumbles, but each time you overcome an obstacle, you come closer to the person you are meant to become. When you see an obstacle this way, you no longer feel powerless against it. You see it as something that pushes you to grow, improve, and expand your limits. True transformation is found in discomfort. Do you want to be braver? Face a fear? Do you want to be more patient? Endure a hardship? Remember, obstacles are not there to stop your progress, but to test your determination and your ability to adapt and keep moving forward. Each time you overcome one, you prove that you are stronger than any difficulty in your path. And in that process, you become the best version of yourself. 8. Rewrite your story. You decide the meaning of your past. Our past is a fundamental part of who we are, but what truly defines us is not what happened, it is how we choose to interpret it. We have all faced difficult moments, failures, or even betrayals, but what truly matters is the meaning we give them. Many people live chained to their past, allowing the mistakes of yesterday to dictate the limits of today. They treat their story as a final sentence, instead of a draft that can be rewritten and reinterpreted. The power lies not in erasing the past, but in redefining it so it serves you in the present. Imagine your past as a block of marble. You cannot change the stone, but you can decide what to carve from it. A statue that represents your pain and defeat, or a masterpiece that symbolizes your resilience and growth. You are the author of your own story, and you decide how to write it. Marcus Aurelius reminds us in his Meditations that it is not the past that affects us, but how we interpret it. The way you see your past experiences can be one of your greatest sources of strength or suffering. If you cling to your wounds, if you see them as chains that prevent you from moving forward, they will continue to control your life. But if you decide to rewrite your story, to see those events as lessons and necessary steps for growth, you free yourself from their power. The key is taking responsibility for your narrative. It is not about denying what happened or minimizing the pain, but about choosing not to let the past define your present. You can see a failure as a valuable lesson or as a lifelong defeat. The choice is yours. Were you betrayed? You can see it as proof that no one can be trusted, or as an invaluable lesson on how to choose better companions for your journey. Remember, your past is only one chapter of your life, not the whole book. By rewriting your story, you transform pain into power, mistakes into wisdom, and loss into momentum. You are the architect of your future, and it all begins with the story you choose to tell. 9. Be grateful for what you have, instead of mourning what is missing. We live in an age where instant gratification and constant desire for more have become the norm. We are surrounded by advertisements, social media, and societal expectations that tell us it is never enough. We always need more money, more recognition, more success. This focus on lack is the fuel of a billion-dollar industry that profits from your dissatisfaction. They sell you the idea that happiness is just beyond the next purchase, the next promotion, or the next like. It is a carrot you will never reach, designed to keep you running on a hamster wheel of desire and disappointment. This mindset turns us into prisoners of endless hunger. No matter how much we achieve, there will always be something else on the horizon, leaving us in a constant state of dissatisfaction. True peace and happiness do not come from what we lack, but from recognizing and valuing what is already in front of us. Marcus Aurelius reminds us in his Meditations that life is short and time fades quickly. Do not waste it longing for what you do not have. The constant desire for what is missing robs you of the power to enjoy what you already possess. Each day is an opportunity to practice gratitude and train your mind to focus on what is positive, not on what you have yet to achieve. When you focus on what you lack, you create a mental space of scarcity and frustration. But when you choose to be grateful for what you have, your life fills with abundance, not necessarily material, but emotional and spiritual. Gratitude changes your perspective. You can see what you have as a gift, as a resource to move forward, instead of a limitation. Try this exercise at the end of each day. Write down 3 things you are grateful for. They can be big achievements or small blessings, like a pleasant conversation or a peaceful moment. If you do this consistently, you will begin to notice how your mind shifts toward abundance rather than scarcity. Being grateful for what you have does not mean settling for less. It means recognizing that you are already enough and that what you have now can be the foundation for everything you wish to achieve. 10. Action destroys doubt. Act before you get trapped in thought. Doubt is one of the most paralyzing forces we experience. It is that inner voice that tells you that you are not good enough, that you do not have what it takes, that it is better to wait, or that the right time will never come. Doubt traps you in an endless cycle of indecision and fear, and while you keep thinking, time keeps moving. The mind loves over-planning because it gives a false sense of control and safety. It can spend hours, days, or even years analyzing every possible negative outcome, creating contingency plans for problems that may never happen. But all that analysis is nothing more than a sophisticated form of procrastination, a mask for the fear of acting and failing. It is like being stuck in a car sunk in the mud. You can analyze the mud, complain about your situation, or calculate the odds of escape, but nothing will change until you press the accelerator. The remedy is simple and powerful. Act. Marcus Aurelius taught that we should not be prisoners of our minds, but act according to reason and virtue. Do not let overthinking paralyze you. Action is the cure for doubt. Every time you allow doubt to take over, you delay your progress. You think again and again about what could go wrong, about possible failures, but you rarely realize that action is what can actually dissolve those doubts. When you take action, even small action, you create momentum. Every step pulls you away from paralysis and closer to your goal. More importantly, action teaches you. You will learn from your mistakes and make adjustments. But most importantly, you will move forward, while staying trapped in doubt keeps you exactly where fear and uncertainty control you. Do not let your thoughts become a cage. The first step is always the hardest, but it is also the one with the most power. Action destroys doubt because when you act, you begin to see that things are never as terrifying as they seemed. And that is how courage is built. One action at a time. Now you know Marcus Aurelius's tools to eliminate negative thoughts and take control of your mind. But remember, knowledge without action is useless. Apply these principles in your life, and you will see your way of thinking begin to transform. It is not about becoming someone without emotions, but about becoming someone who is not enslaved by them. It is about forging an inner fortress so strong that no external storm can bring it down. That is the true legacy of the philosopher emperor, and now it is yours to claim. If this video helped you, Give it a like and share it with your friends and family. It might be exactly what someone needs to hear today. Leave a comment with the phrase that impacted you the most, and tell me what other topics you would like us to explore on this channel. Your participation helps us grow and bring this wisdom to more people who need it. Every comment, every like is a signal that this content has value and motivates us to keep creating tools to strengthen your mind and spirit. And if you want to keep diving deeper into personal growth and never miss another secret of this timeless philosophy, make sure to subscribe and activate the notification bell. In our next video we will talk about how to control your emotions. Do not miss it.